And the people of that place said, this is our well. And so he said, okay, fine. He left. And he dug another well in Gerar. And now, throughout all of this, someone was watching him. Abimelech was watching him. And he realized, water in the Middle East is like gold. That's why they were fighting over wells. See, because it's like gold. It's so rare to find water. And Abimelech was watching him this whole time. And he realized, this guy's blessed. He digs. There's water. I dig and dig and dig and dig, and there's nothing but more sand. He digs and he hits water. So he decides. See, he decides to enter into a covenant with this man of God. He enters into a covenant, and look at this. Genesis 26, 28 to 30. But they said, since we have not touched, and since we have done nothing to you but good, and have sent you away in peace, you are now the blessed of the Lord. Can you imagine an unbeliever saying, I see God in your life, and I can see that you are the blessed of the Lord. My gosh. My gosh. This guy was so prosperous that it was obvious God was with him. Now watch this. So he made them a feast, and they ate and drank. There you have again bread and wine. There you have again bread and wine. Now look at this. Because Isaac was a covenant man, he knew God was on his side. He dug a well. Other people said, this is ours. Fine. He didn't fight. He did not sue them. He didn't take them to court and say, this is my property. This is my well. I have the documents. I have the papers. I have the sweat. I have all the shovels and whatever else they use. I have it. You don't. And if you insist this is your well, I'll take you to court. I'll sue you. And he said, hey, that's cool. It's yours. That's water. That's gold to them. So it's yours. I'll just go another place. No problem. He dug and he struck water again. And then the people there said, twice it happened. The people said, this is our well. Say, that's cool. No problem. See, everyone thinks scarcity. Grab what you can while you can. Because if you don't, somebody else will. But you see, when you're a covenant man, you don't worry about things like that. You know why? Because God doesn't know what shortage means. With God, you never run out. So you want that well? You want that business? I started this business. Now you're pulling it out from under my feet. It's your business. I'll start a new business. So now you get into a new business. And then now, all your board of directors, they steal it from you. Kick you out. Right? You know what I'm talking about. And you say, hey, fine, take it. It's yours. Many more where that came from. Now you start a business, and the king says, you know what? It would be foolish of me to fight this man of God. Why don't I just partner with him? And a king is rich. And when you get into a covenant, what's yours is mine, what's mine is yours. So Isaac became richer still. See, when you are a covenant man or woman, you're not scared of running out. You're not scared that if you lose this, paano yan? Patay. See? So that's what happens to you. Because that's what you speak. No, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We are not afraid to give. Even if the giving is because it was stolen from you. Count it as sowing. You stole, but I sowed. See? And just give it. God knows how to repay. Amen? Look at Abraham. Look at Abraham. Wonderful man of God. God visited him and said, you're going to be Abraham. He says, hey, I have no kids. How can you call me Abraham? Abraham means father of nations. I don't even have one kid, let alone one nation, but you're saying nations. I don't have a kid. He says, I'm going to give you one. And a long time passed. Still no kid. One day, God shows up, says, you know what? I'm going to give you a kid. So, I know, Lord, you said that. But wait! And you know what he did? He prepared a meal. He prepared the drink offering. Gave it to the Lord. Lord touched it, consumed it. Next year, Sarah gave birth. Those of you that want to have babies and you can't, no, you know, I can't not because of there's anything wrong. I'm just menopausal, you know. So what? What about Sarah? 90 years old. That's not anymore menopause. That's menostop. Menopause, at least by chance pa yan, di ba? Nakapause lang. But when you're menostopped, that's it. Over. Finished. Impossible. Until you take communion. See, communion brings life into your body. That which was dead. Remember what I said? The dead spots? Sometimes, you know, it's in your thinking. You forget what you're going to say. You know? You're talking and all of a sudden it's like, what was I saying again? It's a dead spot. It's like a cell phone. You enter a dead spot. I don't care how you talk to it. You hit it. You recharge it. If it's a dead spot, it's not going to work. Some people have dead spots for brains. And it doesn't seem to work. You know what? Take communion. Let your brain come alive again. Let your reproductive system come alive again. You know, you've been married now for 65 years and you say, sweetheart, it's about time. The kids are gone. It's hard to have a baby again. And of course the wife will say, with whom? You, honey. Are you crazy? No. I have a covenant. First with God, then with you. Now you need to obey God. He said, be fruitful and multiply. So husbands, every time your woman says, I have a headache, you say, you're disobeying God. I'm just obeying, be fruitful and multiply. You're stopping me from my obedience. Diba? Get really spiritual. Of course, she'll probably slap you in the face or something, you know. But so, when Abraham offered the meal, the very next year, she got pregnant. Of course, that's not, immaculate conception. He had to help in that one, okay? See, communion brings you alive. It brings you alive. Any part of you, the dead parts that don't want to go up, they go up. The things that don't want to go down, they go down. You know, and many times, you know, we get so scared. You know, you read all these things in the news. You buy fruits, all the pesticides and insecticides. So now you're scared to take. You probably heard about the apples from the U.S. They coat it with wax. You heard about that? They coat it with wax and it's carcinogenic and all that. So now nobody wants to buy apples. You know what? Take communion and eat those apples. Don't be afraid. You know why? Because you shall drink poison and it shall not by any means harm you. Don't worry about these things. You know, we talk about, I remember listening to Pastor Joseph Prince and he was talking about cell phones. You know, cell phones. It emits electromagnetic waves. And they said, be careful, you know, kill your brain cells. Keep on using it, kill your brain cells. No. There's no proof proving that. Oh, that's because they won't put it out. You know, that's a lot of money.